Okay, today we are going to look about one of the example given in our module, that is Sudoku. Sudoku, as you all know, it will be having a 9 by 9 grid where there will be 81 squares. It means every element here A1 is a square, right? And we'll be having 1 to 9 rows and a 1 to 9 columns. It's 9 by 9 grid. All the elements will be filled by 1 to 9 digits. This one we all know. So for this, the Sudoku is like, if for a particular element, for suppose if we are taking an example of A1 is already in the first place, so it should not again repeat in this entire column and or this entire row and this particular block. Okay, any one of this called as a peer. This entire column, this entire row, and this particular small block. Cool. So the code here has been given already to write this to write the Sudoku. I have just modified a little bit in that, and I will be explaining that code now. So first of all, we will be coming from the main part. Okay. Now I am taking the row, all the rows names as just A B C D G H I. I mean up to nine rows, right? Then from A to I, and next I am taking the columns. This will be the horizontal representation, and this will be the vertical representation. And next one, square. Here squares defines all the elements in the in the complete Sudoku. It means like 81 elements. It will be like A1 A2 up to A9, B1 B2 up to B9. In that way, I1 and I9. Cool. So now, to form this A1 A2 A9, all these horizontal components, like how we have all these things like A1 A2 A9 in these horizontal components, I'm just taking a list where horizontals of this function cross will be making us, here see, it will be just returning us I plus j value from the two like rows and columns what you are giving. So here for r in rows, here we already have r in the sense a, so a will be sent out and the complete columns numbers will be sent out, so you will be getting an output as in this way. For example, the first line will be in this manner, right? In this, the same thing will be repeated for all the things, and all these a1 to I9 will be stored in the horizontals. The same thing repeats with the verticals also. So now we have to create blocks. Blocks in the sense, this particular 3 by 3 grid where there is A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. This particular block can be designed by this blocks function where I am just considering two for loops inside, and I am just giving that to the cross function which is mentioned here. It will be giving me an output for every block. So now I am just combining all these horizontals, verticals, and the blocks into a list that is all units, where these all can be called as peers. So coming to that peers part, we'll be having 20 peers for every element. So I'm just now taking a units dictionary where every element square in the part means element. Every element will be having whole horizontal elements, the vertical elements to it, and the block of elements which is in its block. In its way, unit will be a dictionary where all the elements having their peers, right? So I'm just considering a for loop here. For square in squares, it means for every element in the Sudoku. For unit in all units in the sense, it will be having the collection of all the elements. If that square is already in units, then we will be just coming inside. If that we are just keeping uh, each at every element's point, taking a key as every element, and we are just appending this particular unit, and I mean we are just keeping a peer function to that. So here the units function will be giving each and every elements pairs. I mean 20 pairs, right, for everything. So it will be giving every in this way. Here will be one element and it will be giving all the pairs in a list. I mean list of lists. So now I'm just considering other set called as pairs, where here when you are doing this thing you will be getting some repeated values. It means there may be a combination of some of there may be a common elements in this three areas, right, in the horizontal, vertical and block. So I'm taking a separate dictionary called as pairs, where there won't be any repetition of that. There won't be any repetition of the elements. So I think so if you are going to test for suppose for the units of A1, once you see that Sudoku, for units of A1, you should get all the column elements at the same time, all the row elements at the same time, this block elements. So you'll, first of all, we will check it. Let's see. So now this first part of list which is highlighted, it's like A1, B1, C1, D1, E1, F1, G1, H1, I1. This is wait 1 second. Okay, this would be our first column. Once you watch here, you can understand. This A1. This all will be the horizontal part, and when coming to this, up to this, it would be our this first one is like a vertical part, and this one will be the horizontal part, and next this would be the complete block. This is called as a block. This and next when we are coming to the pairs part, pairs I said already, like pairs won't be there won't be any repetition for that. So I'm just commenting out this one, and I will be just asking for the pairs of A1. Then we should not get any repeated values. So it should be a unique one. So for that reason, I'm just performing the set operation for this, and I'm just storing it in a dictionary. Right. So just running that. I'm just asking for the pairs of. Right. So when you see this, you won't get any repeated values from this part. We are just making a unique set, like we are making a set operation on this particular thing, and we are just storing it in a pairs part. That's all for Sudoku.